that's all we've got, sadly. No hope here for Lizard.
No
Zero
hopium from me, my friend, but let me dig deep. Let me find it. Let me find some hopium. Can I? Okay. Look, you got this Pango, right?
Right.
This Pango versus the Enigma, you'll always be able to break the black holes later on if he itemizes that way. In the lane itself, the raises are pretty damn solid versus the hero. Enigma has been nerfed. Like, conversions aren't that great on the range hero anymore. They don't work. So, because of some of these things, maybe there's a way for 5RATs to capitalize on just crushing the hero. The problem is, if the Enigma gets to Greaves, that's all this guy needs, basically. Like, you get Greaves, you have an IO, you're a healing machine throughout the game. I would like to see a Vessel on someone from 5RATs, but who actually buys a Vessel on this team? I'm not sure.
That's fair. It is one of those games as well as the Enigma where you're not going to be too afraid of popping Black Hole, right? Like, there's no Rubik. Your stuns are basically Avalanche from Tiny, and you've got Rolling Thunder from Pango. That's pretty much it. So it's not going to be the hardest game in the world to land a decent Black Hole here for the side of TSM as well. So you're always going to have that kind of threat for 5RATFORCESTAFF as there's going to be a bit of harassment traded here between Brawl and Moose. Nothing to write home about. It's going to be a 2-for-2 trade, I believe, on the bounties. DNM does manage to pick up 2 for himself. And we'll start off with the mid lane, of course, as per usual. You're going to have Red 2 on the Pango against Brawl on the Leshrac. What do you think about this mid matchup? Like, does one hero have the advantage over the other?
Lash versus Pango?
Yeah.
I think it's a farm fest, more or less. Like, you have with Pango, you have ways of getting on top of him. You have ways of getting these last hits with the swashbuckle. As Lash, are you losing to anyone at the moment in Dota? In the Dota game, in the game of Dotes.
Right.
Do you lose to anyone on the mid lane? Like, you used to struggle against heroes such as Lina, but there's nothing played mid that actually wins hardcore versus Lash at the moment.
Oh, Lesh is still a very, very strong hero for sure. Of course, down in that bot lane, you're going to have Giant there on the Undying. Ari going to be pulling a creep wave over already as the Monkey King. And Kasane and DNM going to be going at it on the Enigma and the SF. Giant actually does a decent job. Ari, he popped the Mischief, so de-aggroes the creep wave. Then again, though, he does stack both the creep waves. So at the end of the day, like, you don't get the creep pull off, but this creep wave should just push the wave Kasane anyway.
It definitely should. And it becomes a little bit harder for you to CS as well as SF. There's like a lot of creeps hitting it, Eidolons as well, obviously. So some of them, as you can see, are being denied. So overall, if you're Enigma, you're happy with this. Your lane is being pushed in. Wait.
Ari?
Ari?
He's going to triple stack it.
Triple stack?
Maybe. He'll block the small camp.
Blocking this. Okay, I'm learning from Ari. Ari is a genius right now. This is some 5-head play.
Yeah?
And I literally don't understand.
Let's see what Ari's up to. Is he dragging this mid? Where's this creep wave going? They're going to meet.
They're gonna meet.
Giant's going to pull it over. They'll meet in the Radiant jungle now.
I mean, how is this beneficial to the Enigma?
I'm not really sure. I'm not sure why he decided to pull it.
Look at that. The 2 range creeps are getting denied here for sure. Ari is like, I'm the offlane now. Screw you, man. I don't care about your Kasane Enigma.
A very interesting maneuver here from Ari.
It's like, if a support did this to me when I'm on offlane, I'd rage so hard.
Oh, absolutely. Of course, top lane, we do get First Blood going the way of 5RATFORCESTAFF as Moose is able to pick off Whitemon on the IO. I'm still just very intrigued as to what Ari's trying to do here. He does still pull the creep wave behind the tier 1, it looks like. And he will. He'll pull it over. So a lot of games happening for the creepy equilibrium. I don't know if he actually won out.
I don't think, like, this is a game on its own. You know, they just discovered a new game. Ari here he's like playing some Dota from 2030. It's like, yeah. I mean, overall, creep skipping, creep pulling, connecting the waves, it's all been seen before, it's all been done. It's just that one single stun when he took the way away from Enigma was kind of weird. Not really sure what justifies it, because as an Enigma, he could have gotten like 3 waves under the tower. That would have been pretty good for him.
Ari maybe just being a little bit greedier on the old support Monkey King, but you know we'll see how it pans out. You know, at least does get his level 2 now, so he can start making a few rotations if he so wishes. You talked about that mid lane being favored towards Brawl. Like if you have a Monkey King on top of that, and we're about to see that moment.
You have Tiny as well rotating in.
See if Moose can kind of.
He might kill Red too, even if he's not careful. Look at this. Sorry, my brain just went completely haywire. It happens.
It happens. Don't worry about it, Lizard. It happens.
You understood what I meant, right?
Yeah, I get what you were trying to say.
If they were on opposing team.
If they were. Definitely would have been a big threat. Oh, goodness.
Tombstone down bottom. They're just zoning Kasane completely away. Meanwhile, Monkey King making sure he gets a couple of last hits.
Yeah, Ari still just playing the core role here on the Monkey King. We'll pull the creep wave over once again. How's that top lane been going? Like that's the one thing we haven't really talked about very much. It seems like Tomato's having a pretty damn good time on the Morphling right now. Speed not really able to do too much in the way of stopping it.
Yeah, it's one of those lanes where you can't really do a ton as Timber. Like Morphling is gonna farm. You can't stop him. It's an age-old way of playing versus Timba. Like, if you mess up as a Morphling, there's obviously a chance that he bursts you down, but that's not gonna happen to these players.
Nah.
I mean, Speed is a god, don't get me wrong.
He is.
But probably not gonna catch Timado out that way.
What's Ari up to now? I saw him pulling more creep waves over. Still messing around here with the SFT and M and Giant.
This is real, actual monkey business right here from him.
Quite literally.
I mean, he's doing what he can, right? You're playing into an Undying. You never truly want to play the lane properly. Just make as much chaos as possible, and you're gonna be kind of happy with it. So
mid lane, Red could be in a bit of danger. They can land the Boundless, but a nice swashbuckle away to the high ground. Gonna allow him to get out just in the nick of time. Still that 6-minute power rune timing. Oh, it's gonna be a regen as well. Red, he'll be very happy with that. TSM, they would have loved to see that regen on Bryle, but they won't get so lucky. Nevertheless, they have the 5-minute siege creep on the way, and they'll get started on that mid tier 1 tower.
Damn, they're pressuring it super hard. One creep for level 6 on our Red 2. Once he gets that, maybe they can set up a defense. Undying is rolling in. So is Tiny.
Can they get an avalanche? Nah, not quite.
A Tiny was the real deal there, right? Like the one that needs to connect. If Tiny is close enough with an avalanche toss back, they can get the kill. Unfortunately, a bit slow.
Very unfortunate indeed. So only 1-0, actually in the way of 5RATFORCESTAFF. Not many kills happening this game so far. Pretty slow start for either side. Rotations back in from Brawl and Whitemon. Into that Radiant jungle. Seems like they want to try and intervene, see if they can find someone to pick off, but they are going to get surrounded completely by the side of 5RAT. 4 heroes around Bryle, and it looks like they're just going to burst him down. Bryle's gone.
Whitemon, he gets the tombstone.
I mean, he does get the tombstone, but it's going to cost him his life.
Yeah.
A double kill for Red.
Yeah, that was cheeky to run into their side like that. But very well read by 5RATs. They instantly surround them, get those kills. They've been preparing, like all their moves so far on the map have been good. It's just that maybe Black Hole down bottom, there we go.
Yeah, it is committed and there's no way to cancel this one off unless Moose gets there in time, but he still gets the full channel. The problem is DNM is still alive. Kasane is the one in danger. Brawl does rotate but misses the split earth. Moose, he'll just chase Kasane down, though he doesn't have the damage to finish the Enigma off. So Moose will drop. Brawl able to get the job done.
At one point I felt no one is gonna die. Tiny had 7 Magic Wand charges as well. Decided not to pop them, but he died anyway in the end.
Yeah.
Unfortunate Black Hole. I mean, it was a good Black Hole. He'd kill him if not for the Soul Rip. Like literally the Soul Rip is the day saver.
Certainly was. So, I mean, at the very least, probably won't mind too much. It's all about building the Guardian Greaves. You already talked about it earlier. You know, Enigma's still Enigma. Just gets the Black Hole on cooldown.
Guardian Greaves are still Guardian Greaves more.
Right.
More so of that, yeah. Like some heroes heroes just get demoted to the items that they're building, just utility in certain games. Is this a terrible Enigma game? I don't think so. Like, Pango, that's the only hero you have to worry about. Once he gets the Basher, that is.
Still going to be a while away for that. TSM hanging around the mid lane. 5RATFORCESTAFF ready to defend whenever. Not allowing Bryle to go after that tier 1 mid tower whatsoever. So Bryle just go back to the triangle, keep that farm going. Meanwhile, Ari has been spotted here by Moose and Giant, but somehow actually gets away. They won't spot him out in that tree line. Instead, they'll head towards Bryle. Rolling Thunder is going to be committed here. Bryle, he does have the support of Whitemon, so it's not going to be the easiest kill in the world. Nice little juke out. And Red, he'll have to back out of there.
Yeah, it was actually Ari. He was doing his usual monkey business. He was jumping from the trees and he stunned the two of them, like with the Boundless Strike. So Moose and Yandyne couldn't really connect. So there was no follow-up stun to the Rolling Thunder, no follow-up damage.
I mean, this MK has already been such a nuisance this game.
He's very annoying, yeah. He's just all across the map. But top tower has fallen. We've forgotten about that old lane. Timbersaw is just having the time of his life. So is Morphling, by the way. He's not really zoned out.
Oh, regen rune spawns up. Bryle gonna lose it to Red. Does get the split earth though, but can he fight? He's running a little bit low on HP, so does need to back off. Whammo will keep him alive. Moose even continuing for the chase. May cost his own life here. The split earth does land, but they won't be able to follow up. Bryle a little bit too low on mana to keep going. But
Yeah.
5RAT, I mean, you've got to appreciate how aggressive these guys are being right now. Not holding back. So it doesn't cost them. Moose, he does end up dropping. They do at least pick off Whitemon. Even Tomato forced to rotate to try and help out in this scenario. Speed's going to show up though on the Timber. He's the big boy. He's the one to be afraid of. Bryle, can he get his way out? Not quite. He is going to drop to the Rolling Thunder of Red. Another double kill for the Pangos. They try out the Tomato. The Tomato, he does have the waveform.
Yeah, and the stick charges, like he can always go do this, just go all the way down. Gets healed up by the Wisp. Easy, 50% HP instantly after. Like overall a decent fight for 5RATs. I wasn't sure just what Moose was thinking. He was debating them hard for quite a long time, but he had no spells. So he couldn't really contribute that much if they went on him. But in the end, it kind of worked out for them. They did get Bryle, so
They did.
pretty good pickup.
5RAT doing a pretty damn good job, at least for the first start of the game.
Do you like this Timber to the bottom lane shenanigan? They already lost the tier 1 tower, right? But Timber can't prevent Enigma from moving.
I suppose so.
I guess that's his thing right now. Wherever they start pressuring, just send the Timber there and defend it.
Moose, mid lane, gonna get stunned up. Red 2 is there to help out though. Nice toss away on Ari as well. Bryle looks like he still wants to chase, but DNM, he's gonna show himself on the SF. They don't want to fight into the SF right now. They'll leave him be.
You're strong on that Lash, but you probably don't want to be running into any raises. That's still a bit way too much damage.
Ari's still scouting out. Moose has been spotted, so will Giant. A very nice boundless on 2, but there's no follow-up to it.
Yeah, I was just waiting for Giant to do this, but okay, they go on Ari.
They will. Wukong's command going to be popped, but it won't really make too much of a difference. He will just immediately get bursted down as now the Rolling Thunder chasing down Bryle, but some nice sidesteps. Not going to be enough. He will get stunned up in the end, but Red gets stuck in the ditch there.
There's no ditch there, Mike.
Well, I had to say something, Lizard. I mean, he got stuck for no reason.
He got stuck for no reason. That's what we should be saying.
Oh.
Unfortunate for the Pango. But it happens. There are some places in the map that still work that way. Invisible ditches.
It's terrible.
Everything. When I don't wear my glasses, everything feels that way.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Do you get stuck? Like, do you hit... Oh, mid lane, Morph.
That's a big one if they can find it. Tomato, he does still have the waveform.
He's kind of defending the tier 1 mid. He's a really hard kill, right? Like, they don't have any ways of silencing him.
That they do not.
And it's difficult to burst him down as well if he's strength morphing. Anyways, do you get stuck a lot? Like,
Do I get stuck a lot?
Yeah.
I don't play
in a
Pango.
ditch like that. Oh, okay.
I don't play Pango for that exact reason, Lizard.
I meant in real life, you know.
Oh. Yes. I suppose I do.
Do you hit the curb a lot, you know, when you're walking and...
Yeah. Sadly,
uneven
I do.
tile.
I'm a very clumsy person, Lizard.
Okay.
Mid lane, Giant's gonna get caught out.
Me too, by the way. Don't worry. You're not the only one.
Oh, thanks for that. Moose and DNM are still going. I mean, this tier 1 tower is very, very low.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
We'll drop. No contest here is 5RAT.
Yeah, these towers on the map are falling, like, very easily, right? So far, not a single tier 1 tower was actually contested. It all just kind of falls. Like the mid lane, the top lane, the bottom lane. On both sides. Like, no. Everyone is just like, okay, you're gonna take it. We can't do anything about it. They've signed some treaty, I suppose.
Oh, Speed. He's a big pickoff. Highest net worth on the board right now. Looks like he is going to get caught out. Kasane with a great setup, and now the rotations. They're not going to cancel these DPs off. They're going to try and go for the team fight. Bryle will happily go for the fight. A big Requiem from DNM. Maybe TSM have gone too far. They are going to lose Bryle. The Leshrac is down.
Wait, did Io get Requiem out of the tether range?
I'm not 100% sure on that one. Kasane also caught out. Another double kill for Red.
Yeah, because that was like a terrible, terrible mistake there. Because they were tethered in, and he was like 2 seconds away to tether out. Relocate out, that is. Eye on the Lash. Oh, very weird. Like, there is no... Maybe he just decided, yeah, stay there, fight. Maybe that's also a thing, but... I don't know why you would actually continue going for that after you've killed the Timber Saw. And you use the Black Hole, and you use the Split Earth. You have zero control. Afterwards, what do you have? You have a couple of Pulse Novas and Lightning Storms. It's... Not sure.
I mean, it could be a matter of TSM just maybe being a little bit overly confident, maybe just feeling like they're the better team going into this matchup. And
yeah, maybe they're TP. They see them TP to the outpost, you know. It's slow, it's one after another, so they're thinking they can fight.
yeah. I mean, 5RAT have been very, very good at grouping up this game. Like, it just feels like every single time they're in a team fight, there's at least 4 of them ready to go. And it has been catching TSM a little bit off guard. It's now mid lane, Red. He had jumped on, but there's just no follow-up damage. Tomato does not want to go for a fight this early on. He'd rather go back to farming. Get that Eye of Skadi timing up on the Morphling. With that, I mean, with all this time gone, DNM's actually overtaken a net worth now as the SF. That's a scary, scary thing. Like, we've seen how much this SF can kind of hit for. And he's having a great old time, DNM.
Yeah, he can become a real problem. He's going towards that BKB. Once he gets that, they're more or less set, ready to fight. You still have to be careful. You're playing into a black hole. They don't really have any proper ways of dealing with it at the moment, but at the same time, what's the problem with these Enigmas at the moment? They're buying Greaves, right? If you're buying Greaves, your BKB plus Blink timing is super delayed, so maybe you don't even have to worry about the Enigma.
Yeah, it seems like he wants to go for the shards into the Blink first here for Kasane's Enigma.
Interesting that players are still going for the shard without lance.
Red. Mid lane, that's a lot of damage being dealt, but once again, Brawl is going to be met by the avalanche of moves, and Giant is right around the corner. Brawl's running a little bit low on mana. Ari's going to show up. Red is still going with the Rolling Thunder, though.
He's gone.
He's fine.
He took the side street and just ditched.
Yeah, no rule stopping him. That's the thing with Brawl as well. He's been playing very confidently on the Leshrac, but it seems like 5RAT, they're always ready for this man. Never going in as 1 or 2, always with 3 or 4.
Yeah, I feel like the biggest problem that TSM is having right now is the lack of control. Like, it's something that our dear analysts were talking about. They only have the monkey with the proper stuns early on.
Brawl gonna make the jump in. They've got Red once again, but do they have the damage? The Soul Rip will keep him alive. Brawl again is the one in danger. Giant will just chase him down, but now Giant, he will go down himself. Why am I unable to keep... Oh, never mind. Speed just shreds him. My goodness, he just disappeared. Speed, he'll go for a little bit more now onto Whitemon. This Timber is a very, very scary hero at the moment. As Whitemon is still just trying to get his way out. But Moose will cut him off and Speed will take the kill.
Why not kind of move? Like, he had Tether off cooldown. I was wondering why Monkey moves away. Like, I had a feeling that maybe you can still tether on the Monkey and get out. Maybe they didn't want to be, and they didn't want to get caught in that save your body syndrome in which both of them die in the end, but okay. Like, overall, TSM, they're not in a lead in this game at all any longer. When it comes to gold, that's obvious, but overall, like, they need to play these fights way more carefully and probably from this point onwards actually wait for the black holes. Like, one biggest issue that I see with their draft is they have this higher relocate, right? But the only way of setting it up across the map is the black hole. The cooldown is a bit too long for that to be good.
Moose. Avalanche toss is there. Red gonna follow up onto the Enigma and Kasane just melts. The relocate just did not make it in time to help out.
Yeah, it was a decent idea to relocate because he had Greaves and a Wand. Like, if he manages to Greaves and Wand, he can probably even black hole the both of them. Unfortunately, for him at least, the stun lock was really on point from 5RATs, so he couldn't get that black hole out.
And now Roshan's gonna get started. 5RAT is playing a very, very clean game number one. Roshan definitely gonna go their way. I mean, Scan is out from the Dire, but it just doesn't seem like they're gonna make any attempt at trying to steal this away. DNM will pick up the Aegis himself in the SF. And so far for 5RAT, so good. I mean, it's just, they've played a very clean game. There hasn't been too many mistakes being made by them. We'll just see if they can keep it up. Ari? Seems like he's going to be okay. Mid lane, Bryle going to get tossed back onto Red.
That's the blink from Tiny.
Yeah, Bryle still trying to fight, but here comes Speed. He's the big target that you don't really want to run into right now. Moose still going down. Eventually will die on the Tiny, but they are just completely surrounded. Whitemon trying his absolute best to keep him alive, but Speed is proving to be way too big of an issue.
It was Speed, and it's just the way TSM is. They're constantly taking bites that they cannot chew, they cannot swallow. Like, they go on this Tiny, they do finish him off in the end, but they're doing it next to a tier 1 tower that's still alive. Of course you're gonna get punished for that. It took them so much time. And I would say it's Giant, actually. Like, it's this Undying that's making it all happen. Slow rip level 4, just healing everything up constantly in team fights. That Tiny survived for way too long.
The Giant has been doing a great job, always in the right place at the right time. Keeping everyone alive way too long. TSM, I mean, this is going to be a very frustrating game for them. Now DNM going to be watched by Ari, but
I don't think I don't think this is a good idea. Like, he's got an Aegis, a BKB.
Brawl and Whitemon are rotating around. Seems like they may want to try for this, but DNM has help around the corner. It's definitely not going to be a very easy kill to take.
Yeah, I feel like anyone else on the map would be better. Blink with the Pango. Whitemon, he was a bit lucky there. That was really close.
Very close call for Whitemon. The 5RAT not looking to put the foot off the pedal here. They're just constant aggression coming out from this side. It does feel like a different 5RATFORCESTAFF we're looking at right now. Like, this is not what I'm used to seeing.
Yeah, they're on point with everything, and TSM's draft isn't really allowing them many mistakes. TSM's draft that is kind of difficult to execute at the moment. They're just waiting for the Morphling items, which he is getting. Like, he has now a Skadi, a Lance, Falcon Blade. Like, he's pretty big, level 15. Not on top of the network shards, but still, considering how his team's game is, he's good.
Well, they're going to spot out Tomato. Avalanche toss-up is there from Moose, but Tomato will easily just waveform back towards his tier 1 tower.
That's probably one of the upsides of their draft. Like, this Morphling is uncontested. Like, at the moment, he needs to be extremely out of position to be killed.
That's the thing, like, it does feel like TSM at the very least, they have that Morphling to rely on, right? Like, as bad as the game's gone for them, Tomato is still farming at a pace that should be able to allow them to let him carry the game.
Do you believe in that? Or are you just saying it?
I do believe it.
You know, like, there's always fans of each team. You want to make them feel happy.
Oh, I see what you're doing.
Sugarcoating things a bit.
I couldn't care less. I'm saying what I think here, Lizard.
Okay. There's definitely a chance. Like, I would say that Morphling plays a big deal. Yeah, he's dead.
Very nice from Speed. Speed is a Timbersaw specialist, by the way, in case I hadn't mentioned that already. Man loves his Timbersaw. It's now 14-7. 5k advantage the way of 5RAT. No signs of slowing down. I mean, the Ags up on Speed makes it that much harder as well, because now you've got those 2 chakrams to worry about. And TSM, they're still being smothered in this game 1, just not being given any leeway.
Yeah, they can't. It's like, at least they have heroes that are capable of moving across the map. Like, you say smothered at the same time, like Morphling, he's farming. Io and Lash as well. They can move across the map because of the relocate, so it's not... It could be much worse for their draft, that is, for the state of the game.
That it could. Tomato's just going to work on a BKB now. Oh, Moose. He's going to end up finding the Monkey King in the tree line. Does toss him up. Speed will say thank you very much.
Yeah.
Takes another.
He was extremely annoying early on in the game. A little pest on that monkey.
Yeah.
But once they got a couple of blink daggers, being that annoying spy behind enemy lines is a bit too difficult. Like, you're just getting picked off every time you're up.
One of the things about a Monkey King support, right? It's either really good or really bad. And right now, it's starting to look really bad.
It looked really good at the beginning, but
it did.
Yeah. It's also a difficult game. They don't have a ton of stuns, so it's a lot on him. He went for Diffusal. I was thinking maybe Gleipnir wouldn't have been that bad in this game too. Mid lane.
Moves is in. No tossback though. Brawl's gonna be alright. Maybe they just weren't confident they'd be able to burst him down with Tomato around, but Ari again!
He found the ward, at least. He knows that they have vision there now. Paid with his life, but yeah.
I mean, it's going to be a very frustrating game for Ari. Even if you do get the D wards off, it's just the mental game not going to be feeling too good for him. Tomato forced off away. Does have the Hurricane Pike up, looking for the waveform away. Tomato still strength morphing, but Permastun's coming out, forcing Whitemon to go for the relocate. They will get him out, but do they go for the fight?
Yeah, maybe.
They're TPing in, they're going to try for this. Whitemon, Avalanche will connect, he'll still get the tether out, but DNM's got the damage.
He's so dead. Can they toss back the Lash?
They're going to try. Bryle gets tossed up in the air, but Moose is going to sack his life for that. Requiem, though, is going to connect, and Bryle's melting, but Black Hole is out. Kasane, he's got 3 targets, but where's the follow-up damage? There it is. Tomato makes the jump in. 3 are down. Can they find more? It looks like they can. Speed on the run. Tomato on the chase. Speed still running, trying for the TP up, but gets stunned up. Disarm is there, nevertheless, he cannot TP out. Red's gonna jump in. He has to go for the roll-up though.
Such a sick Morphling game, like they can literally do nothing to him at the same time. Yeah, that's the power of Enigma. Never adopt Enigma in the late game. They kind of forgot about this hero for a bit. That's how it looked like. Like, you never moved that way. They were all clumped up together. And that black hole was, like you mentioned, like you noticed, without any follow-up damage. That was literally just black hole in Midnight Pulse.
It did a lot of damage.
It did a ton, but it was only it. Like, imagine what happens when Lash is there too.
Well, there goes Whitemon on the IO. Moo's able to pick him off.
Also, like, why that was possible is there's no basher, right? Maybe Pango could have gotten it earlier. If he gets that, like, you don't have that play anymore. Like, Enigma will not be able to just easily break your team fights. Maybe that will be the next item he picks up. We'll see.
Probably the smart idea here for Red. Still, 5RAT not looking to stop the aggression. Still trying to push forward. Looking around for Ari on the monkey. Barely missing out there is speed.
Do you think that this, like, the BKB on Morphling right now that he's buying, I feel like, I don't know, I can't say nothing. I can never say no to a BKB. It's not possible. In
You
this
don't,
game,
you don't like it, or?
I mean, there's too much control. I like it. It's good. There's too much control. There's too many things you have to worry about.
I mean, with the BKB, it just feels like there's no controlling him at all, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's just no way.
It just makes your game easier. No, the only time you can argue against BKB is when it's the right item, but for the game and the state of the game, if you get it, you lose. If you know what I mean, you kind of have to take the risk. Sometimes you just have to take the wilder item.
Right.
I don't think that's necessarily a case in this game. You're 7k behind, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, I mean, Tomato still obviously hits like an absolute truck here on the Morph. He just needs to be able to stand there and hit people. Here you go, 5RAT already onto the tier 3 mid tower. Moo's going to jump in. Ari again being caught out of the monkey. He is going to drop.
Can they trade for the tiny, maybe?
They're going to try. Split Earth is going to lamp, but the Glimmer Cape is keeping Moose alive at least for a little bit, but not for long enough. Bryle.
They don't
Nice.
have Black Hole. I don't think... And BKB has been expanded. Okay, you defended. That's it. You traded 1 for 1. You don't go deeper.
So all they want right now, TSM, is a little bit of time to allow those items to come up on Tomato. Thing is as well, you don't really want to fight into the Aegis of DNM if you can avoid it.
Of course, and it's been recently claimed, so you're gonna have to wait for quite some time.
Yeah. Still, I mean, 5RAT, again, 6k advantage. 30 minutes in. Looking very, very good right now. You could argue maybe a couple of mistakes being made, but overall, a pretty strong performance so far. Thing is, it's one of those games where it's like one bad team fight, and it's going to swing the other way real darn fast. So they've got to just make sure they don't make those mistakes.
Yeah, for sure. One bad team fight and this Morphling is cleaning house. Morphling and the Enigma, that is. So, the Enigma... Kasane will have the BKB. It doesn't help, though. Like, it makes it easier for you to use the Black Hole whenever, but you still have to keep an eye out on Red 2. And he's pretty big. He has a blink, so he's probably going to be waiting and just chilling on the sidelines until you use the Black Hole.
Yeah, Red's absolutely huge.
He does have that basher completed, so...
Well, there you go. They've got the answer now. Tier 3 top tower going to be under siege here by DNM. Ari's the only one to TP back. Bryle eventually will do so. They've got the Black Hole this time around. Moo's trying for a cheeky avalanche toss, but won't go too deep. With that TSM, they will hold high ground once again. 5RATFORCESTAFF not trying to force anything. Even with the Aegis up, they are not feeling like they could just rush high ground into the Enigma. Thing is, every single time they delay out the game, this Morphling
Gets a bit bigger, yeah?
they do ping him out. DNM knows he's there.
This could be huge Requiem.
Yeah, the Requiem is available, but the waveform away. They found the Undying first, so Giant is going to drop.
It's a big kill.
No chance to Requiem here. Can they turn this?
They should be
TSM
chasing, yeah, Pango as well. Used
TSM?
it.
They'll just keep going.
Gotta be careful. If you chase on the high ground, there's buyback, there's the shrine, the outpost that is, so you probably don't want to go that far.
No, Ari seems to wanna. He'll keep scouting out for his team. Doesn't end up finding moves in the tiny, but doesn't really have the help around him. Bryle is trying to rush his way in. Diffusal Blade is there on moves.
might be
DNM though.
This is, yeah, I think tier 1 and that's it. If you go deeper, you might get punished. Undying is back up.
Moo's gonna jump in again. Tossback is there onto the Morphling. Tomato, no, he's got the BKB off. He's gonna get right through the Requiem. DNM's going for the man fight, but Tomato's got his number. Wymon just healing up the Morphling, making sure nothing can go wrong. And now the Boundless Strike. DNM's in trouble.
No, BKB.
This is the team fight we talked about. This is how it turns real quick. And that's without Black Hole being used.
That was such a high-risk play. I mean, kudos to 5RATs. What they tried there was really cool. They tried to toss into the Requiem on the Morphling, blowing him up instantly. But obviously, Timado, a little bit too fast, pops that BKB, just stands and fights the SF. The SF almost took him down. But there are Greaves. Holy Locket on the IO, heals him up. Easy fight afterwards. Maybe the BKB should have been saved for post-ages on the SF. And then maybe they can fight twice, but if he uses it on the first death, that's it. GG.
Yeah.
For the fight, that is.
Well, suddenly there's a 3k advantage now for 5RAT. That's about all they've got. Really nothing too big here for themselves. And
Just 350.
350. Make it 2.
All they've got. 250 now.
Pretty rough affair. And Tomato is top of the net worth board now on the Morphling. Going towards that Daedalus build-up. And again, that last team fight, it was without the Black Hole. You know, you get one of those decent Black Holes off, it's as good as over.
Yeah, he was just sitting on the sidelines, ready to pop that Black Hole the moment it was necessary. He doesn't obviously want to waste it and get clipped by the Basher from the Pangolier. Pangolier, he's caught.
Here we go again, Red. Oh, Red's gone. Giant, he is not going to escape either. Purge is there from Ari. Bit of revenge from the monkey.
The game turned so easily for TSM.
It's concerning, isn't it?
Yeah. And you know, it's those little things, like when they were pushing high ground, going for the kill on the Monkey King and then losing their Tiny. These small little things, like they break your push, right? Like if you don't go for the Monkey, if you just continue pushing, you probably take a side there, they can't fight.
Here we go, bottom lane. Requiem's on Ari, perhaps, though he does cancel it off. Problem is the T3 tower mid lane is gone.
And they're going... Well, they can't go top, but...
Well, they're going
losing
for the
them.
racks.
They might lose them even.
Now, DNM's finally TP'd back
You can
along with
just BKB and
speed.
take it.
Moo's going to jump in. Avalanche is there. Requiem
that
popped
was-
as well, but it's very messy.
The attempt was the same, by the way. They jumped into the toss, into the Requiem, but this time around, BKB was on even before he got tossed, so the Requiem just looked very silly.
Yeah. Yeah, I was about to ask why he was doing that Requiem, but now that you mention it, does make enough sense with moves with the toss back. Sadly, though, Tomato's just a bit too quick on the BKB these days, and...
These days, yeah. Back in the day, he was slow as my grandma.
Oh, stop it, Lizard.
This time, he's gotten good.
You love picking on my English.
How can I pick on anyone's English?
I mean, you have been. You've been getting me a couple times. I'll give it to you.
I mean, I like it.
Yeah.
I like a bit of accent. I'm not the only one speaking like this, you know? Like, I was always sticking out like sore thumb. It's nicer.
Thank you, Lizard. TSM
No problem.
in the driver's seat now. Tier 2 top tower. Not going to last at all. Brawl will just shred through it.
Radiant's top
Roshan,
has fallen.
it's going to be a 50-second timer, so not too bad. TSM should have full control of the area around the Roshan pit. And 5RAT, they immediately smoke up just in case Roshan spawns. Line being drawn right through to the Dire jungle. So they want to try and control the other side of that Roshan pit. Thing is, TSM have access to the high ground of the Radiant base if they're not too careful. Like, if you get a hint they've made this rotation.
Is under attack.
The high ground positioning is pretty damn good. And you can kind of expect, that they're going from behind.
Is under attack.
Monkey King might break all of it, yeah.
He does. Ari, he'll die for this, but he won't mind. He's done his job already.
Well, he is... It is 4v5 right now. He needs to buy back if they want to fight, yeah. And now, if you're Radiant, now what do? Do you run back? Do you just keep your ground? Maybe if you could cut off Monkey as he's coming in.
Moose. Avalanche is there. Not going to be any follow-up to it. Roshan has
They're
officially
pinging monkey. They're
respawned.
pinging. Man, that could have been such a huge pick-off for them. If they managed to kill the monkey before he reaches his teammates back there on the high ground, like, it wouldn't have buyback. It would be great. Damn, this rush is also sick. Nice play.
I mean, it's melting right now. Roshan already gone. Moo's the one getting jumped on right now, but TSM, they've already kind of missed the, well, they've missed the train here.
Do you know, 5RAT, some of these moves that they're making are very
high level.
Yeah, very high level, very cognitive. I'm loving them. But we'll see if that's enough. There's what, an Aegis and the cheese now on DSF. He also has the eggs and the Aghanim shard.
Radiant's
Pretty
courier
big boy.
has been killed.
And he is. Raul's gonna move in.
Radiant's top tower
Tier 3 top tower.
They just don't care, yeah. They're like, okay, we're sick of you just moving around this high ground. Go back and defend.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Shoot your base.
Yeah, and that they do. They force the rotations back. It's kind of weird for 5RAT because they're the ones with the Aegis and the shards and everything else up, but they're also the ones that need to get back and defend, and TSM just kind of running around in circles right now. Another big smoker. 5RAT, they want the team fight, but TSM's making it very awkward for them. They're just always in a better position. Here we go again.
Let's see. How do they wrap around this time around?
I don't think they can go the long way, but they might have to try.
If they could find the Monkey King again, kill him off before the fight, it would be a really nice advantage. He's the only one that cannot buy back, even if he had gold.
Yeah, this smoke's not going to work. I mean, Red is at least pushing out the mid waves. They don't have to worry about the mid lane for a little bit.
Not every smoke has to, or needs to work. Like, you get out of your base, you ward up a bit, but you do need to defend high ground. That's a problem. This is the second set of Raxes that they're about to lose.
Murs, immediate hex out. They've got the tiny controlled up. Split Earth will land as well, but they're not going to make the dive in. They don't need to. They've already got the top lane of barracks. Nice little bash on Brile, but there's no follow-up to it. Again, TSM just taking solace in the fact that they control that Radiant Triangle.
It's so huge. Like, this game is one of the best examples of why protecting and warding up the triangle is so important. It literally makes Radiant's life hell. I mean, kind of similar for Dire.
Just feels a little bit worse on Radiant, doesn't it?
Yeah, on Radiant because of Rosh as well. Like, you have that huge objective.
Oh, Giant immediately blown up. Tomato playing no games, and now the backside Brile just destroying Red 2. The Pango is gone.
Yeah, those are the nerves. The nerves are gone. You've played a pretty good game when it comes to keeping your high ground, being as defensive as you can, but eventually you need to break. You need to get out.
Here we go. They're going to try again. Speaking
Black
of jumping in, but Black Hole is there. They've caught two of them, and they are just going to melt. DNM is gone. Aegis at the very least is down. He will have the secondary life, but TSM once again just retreating at the perfect time.
Radiant's middle
Not wanting to give any openings away.
Morphling.
Tomato, he's a massive target. Wymon's right behind him. Requiem's going to be chatted up. Tomato, he's down.
No buyback.
No buyback available. All right, hold on a
anyone.
minute. 3 heroes down without buyback on TSM.
Not a single buyback on them.
Radiant's
These
middle
boys
tower
be
is
styling
under attack.
without buybacks.
This changes everything.
This, it's Lash, right? And he does have a buyback, so he's gonna be spamming some good old split earth.
Ah, of course.
But we'll see. Like, this is a huge opportunity. 60 seconds.
They've got to get something done at this time.
Radiant's top barracks
Like, obviously, it's very hard to approach that high ground against this Leshrac shards, but you've got to try and do something.
Yeah, the shard, the midnight pulse, already stunning them. Yeah, it's gonna be rough. You won't be able to end this unless there's a huge mistake from TSM.
Now, the glyph forced out. DNM at the very least can stand outside of the range of the stun. Does wear off. Wymon, he'll be back in 5 seconds, but you definitely need Tomato. Pings are coming up for the tier 4 towers, but I don't think they have enough time for that. Another glyph forced here by TSM.
Tier 4, definitely not. I think even just these Raxes.
Dire's middle barracks.
Okay, this tower was really low on top, so 2 sets of Raxes.
Tower has fallen.
They're going to try. There's a huge creep wave pushing into the Radiant base at the moment, though. Onto the tier 4 towers, so someone has to address that. They will at least get the melee barracks before they have to back out of there.
Hello and goodbye. Suddenly the game is even again. Why? Because you had no buybacks.
Pretty sad little mistake from TSM.
Pretty sad, but a good chain of events coming from 5RATs. Like the buyback on the Pangolier, he jumps in, he gets forced, then he uses Swashbuckle just to be able to cancel the black hole, and then they take a fight afterwards. Really nicely done by them.
5-man smoke now. TSM not feeling too good after that last engagement. At the very least, they're going to run right into Moose. That's the pos for Tiny down, and that's him without buyback as well. He's down for 85.
Back and forth.
Very back and forth indeed, but you can give props to 5RAT. I mean, this is one of the best teams in NA they're up against, and they're on even footing right now.
Yeah, it was a...
It is.
It was a... It is, of course it is. It still is a very competitive game.
It is.
I'm not gonna say that it might be over right here.
I mean, you might be jinxing TSM if you do, honestly. Speed. Gonna avoid the boundless strike there from Ari.
Radiant's bottom
Braul's gonna go after that tier 3 tower. The Diabolic Edict will make short work of it. Rolling Thunder is there, Red. He's in a very nice position. The
Damn.
Requiem gonna just blow up, and now the black hole! Kasane! He found 3 targets again! Speed barely out, but the chase is on.
They've got some buybackers though.
They're gonna come in immediately. In TSM, they need to run.
Flash is in.
Or do they? Bryo, he's just gonna jump in like a Giga Chat. He doesn't care. Immediate tiebacks out, and that's gonna be it. Just like that.
I liked your TSM, they've got to run. No, never mind. Braille is in. Hexes the SF, and the game is pretty much done right there on the spot. They do have 3 heroes up. They might want to... yeah, you cannot defend this. But they put on a really good show, a really good fight. 5RATs, at some point, I thought they would have this. But they hit the wall. Like, they had a couple of problems pushing high ground.
They're still trying. One last time. Rolling Thunder is there. Tomato actually dropping quite low to speed, but once those initial chakrams are done, Tomato just gets right to work, and having Whitemon behind him on the IO makes it too hard to burst him down. They just go for the Ancient instead. They just ignore the heroes. In fact, they will deal with speed one last time, go on to Moose, finish him off as well, and that's the Ancient.
They
GG
call
is
it.
called.
Yeah, I do respect the valiant effort to fight until the end.
Yeah?
It wasn't like some BM or anything like that.